You asked ChatGPT something and it gave you an answer in 3 seconds. You read it and thought to yourself, okay, but nothing special. So you typed, make it better. A new answer came. Slightly different, but just as bland. Then you wrote, make it more personal. Same thing again. You tried a third time and eventually either got tired and wrote it yourself or simply copy pasted the bland version. Do you know what? The problem is not with AI. The problem is that you're treating the first answer as the final product. The truth is, the first answer is not a deliverable, it's raw material. The real skill is the conversation that happens after that. Today, I'll teach you those 4 things that will help you get exactly what you want from any AI, not the bland version, the right version. First, change your mindset. When a junior sends you a first draft, you don't blindly send it to the client, right? You read it, mark it up, and ask for improvements. You have to do exactly the same thing with AI. There's a simple method for this. I call it the ask, read, refine loop. Round 1, the first request. Don't be vague here. Give it a structure. What the task is, 2 or 3 lines of context, what format you want the output in, how long it should be, and what tone you want. Hit enter. Read what comes back. Don't judge it. Just observe. What's fitting well and what's not. Round 2. Fix the biggest issue first and listen carefully. Work on only one thing at a time. This is the rule people usually break. Wrong way. Make it better, shorter, warmer, and more professional. The model gets confused about which direction you actually want to take it. Right way. The first paragraph is too formal. Rewrite it so it sounds like the way I actually speak. Read that. Then move to the next thing. You forgot the part about detail. Add it to the second paragraph. Round 3. Make it yours. Now the structure is right. This round is about voice and style. This sounds too generic. Rewrite it so it feels like I'm talking to someone I actually know. Round 4. It's optional. Blind spot pass. This step is often overlooked. Read this as if you're the person receiving it. What would your reaction be? Or is there anything here that could be misunderstood? And one final trick. Before accepting any answer as final, ask the model, before I use this, tell me what is the weakest part of this output and why. More than half the time, it will catch a flaw that you would have quietly accepted. Remember, an hour's worth of work can become just a few minutes of work simply by getting from 0 to 90%. Now for the real secret. A friend of mine was writing a year-end thank you note for her son's teacher. ChatGPT writes, I wanted to take a moment to thank you for the incredible impact you've had on my son this year. Your guidance has helped shape his growth and inspire his confidence. Thank you for everything you do. It was sweet and clean, but it could have been about any child and any teacher. It sounds like every other teacher thank you note on the internet. So she tried, make it warmer, make it more personal, make it specific instead of generic. Most people do the same. They tell AI what they want. But those instructions are vague. AI doesn't know your exact definition of warm or personal, so it falls back on the most common version of those qualities. That's why every new attempt still ends up feeling bland and familiar. Here's the interesting part. Instead of trying to describe the perfect thank you note, she changed her approach. She stopped telling AI what she wanted and started telling it what she didn't want. So instead of saying, make it more personal, she told ChatGPT, don't start with, I wanted to take a moment. Don't use words like shape or inspire. Don't end with a generic thank you sentence. And something interesting happened. Suddenly, AI had fewer cliches available. It couldn't fall back on the usual patterns anymore. So, it was forced to take a different route. The next version said, the day my son came home excited about science for the first time, he couldn't stop talking about your class. That's when I realized this year had been different. Thank you for helping him become more curious and confident. Notice what changed. The second draft wasn't better because the model suddenly became more creative. It was better because the canvas became smaller. By removing 3 bad patterns, she gave the AI fewer places to go. Here's a different way to think about it. It's hard to explain what a perfect thank you note looks like without seeing one. But a bad note, it's often easier to tell AI what you don't want. So don't just try to describe what's good. Remove the patterns you don't want. And here's something worth remembering. When you look at the prompts behind serious AI products, a surprisingly large part of the instructions is about what not to do. Professionals often keep a small clipboard of "don't do this" instructions and paste them at the end of almost every request. Now let's come to the most dangerous situation. When the AI's answer feels almost right. AI doesn't usually give completely wrong answers. Most of the time, the answer looks fine. It looks like an email. It looks like a presentation. The plan sounds reasonable too. And that's exactly why we accept it without thinking much. But that's where the mistake happens. Whenever an AI answer feels almost right, don't just say, "make it better." Tell it clearly what the problem is. Number one. Let's say you asked for a proposal. AI gave you a lot of background information, but you didn't need background information. You needed a recommendation. So say, "this information is fine, but I need a recommendation." Rewrite it in a way that helps me make a decision. Number two, let's say you asked for an answer in 5 points. AI gave you 10 points. Then simply say, "I asked for 5 points. Keep only 5. And if it gives a claim or a number and you're not sure where it came from, ask, "what is this number based on?" Very often, AI will tell you itself that it was an estimate, not a fact. So whenever an answer is almost right, do just 2 things. First, explain what the problem is. Second, explain what you actually need. Now here's another powerful thing. The more information you provide at the beginning, the better the result will be. Let's understand this with a simple example. Your fridge, it's 5:30 in the evening. There's half a capsicum, some leftovers chicken, a packet of spinach, and a piece of cheese that's been kept there for 2 weeks. You can spend 20 minutes browsing recipe websites, find a recipe that requires 4 ingredients you don't have, and then end up ordering food from outside. Or you can tell AI, "these are the ingredients in my fridge and pantry." Whatever ingredients you actually have. "I need a dinner idea for number of people. It should take amount of time. I don't want to go to the store." That last line is the magic. "I don't want to go to the store." That's the hard rule, the constraint that forces AI to build a recipe around your actual ingredients, not around some ideal kitchen. Notice what's included in that fridge prompt, what you have, how many people, the time limit, and the one constraint that matters most. Now apply that to work. If you're writing a proposal, write, "I have this team, this budget, this deadline, and one non-negotiable constraint. Now give me a practical plan that doesn't assume resources I don't have." The structure is exactly the same as the fridge prompt, only the ingredients have changed. So, 4 things to remember. 1. The first answer is a raw product. Ask, read, refine. Make only one change at a time. 2. Stop saying "make it better." Tell it what to remove. Block the bad patterns. 3. When you reject something that's almost right, explain the flaw and then explain the correct standard. 4. Tell it your constraints upfront, what you have, what the time limit is, and the one condition that matters most. Today's action step. The next time AI gives you an answer that feels okay only, add just one line before accepting it. What is the weakest part of this and why? Then see what it catches. If you enjoyed the video, share it, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments which of these 4 tricks you're going to try today. See you in the next video.